Really, the main transformation is not the mind or the heart. Those are byproducts. To be transformed is a change of your sense of self, a change of who I is when you're talking about I or me, a change in awareness of that one. The Gayatri Mantram talks about, oh Lord, I don't ask for other things than that you change my sense of self, or enlighten, fill with light, wisdom, my buddhi, my sense of self. That's what I want changed. And to the yogi generally, that's where it's all at. When we lost, sad, cut off, frustrated, or arrogant, or confused, or mean, or jealous person, or unloving and unloved person, suddenly steps into a new state of realization of one's true nature. That's the transformation that is generally referred to. And the magnificence of that transformation, when you have a different sense of who you are, you feel different about all life. If you just can get a glimpse and maintain it about who you really are, it's absolutely amazing. That sense of self change makes a change of heart and makes a change of thought. You begin to find your whole being transformed when you sense more clearly, the yogi suggests, who you really are. This sense of self. The feeling I am the doer is the outcome of ignorance. This is Ramakrishna talking. But the feeling that God does everything is due to knowledge. This I sense is not what we call a feeling in the traditional sense. It's a turning point of one's whole being. And this buddhi is called the I sense, so it could be considered a feeling, but it's generally not considered a feeling in the sense of our emotions. God alone is the doer. All others are mere instruments in his hands. The feeling that God does everything is due to knowledge. You have an enlightened viewpoint when you feel that God does everything. When the embodied soul says, "Oh God, I am not the doer, thou art the doer. I am the machine and thou art its operator." But just saying that doesn't do it. I know people who like to blame God for every mistake they're making. They're making all the mistakes. God is perfect truth, beauty, and goodness. If you're saying God is the operator and you are but the expression of that divinity within yourself, there'll be more and more accuracy in your life, not more and more latitude for excuses. How can a man get rid of his ego? You cannot get rid of it, Ramakrishna said, till you have realized God. If you find a person free from ego, know that he has seen God. Does the ego disappear altogether after the realization of God, the Master? Yes. Sometimes God totally effaces the ego of his devotee, as in the state of samadhi. But in many cases, God keeps a trace of ego. But it's the ego that doesn't injure anybody. It's like the ego of a child. A 5-year-old child no doubt says, I, but that ego doesn't harm anybody. The thing that's very beautiful to note is that the incarnation who has come from age to age, who came as Christ and who came as Krishna and who came as these various incarnations, has always been able to take crude people, uncaring, downcast people, and transform them into saints. Sublime. That's sublime. Mind-boggling. What do I mean by saint? One who has realized that they're beloved of God, that they are created of God. They know it, and they live that way. In a sense, the Guru has many functions, but in another sense, he has one function: to help the devotee receive a true realization of whom they are. Just to keenly know, who am I? The Guru dispels the darkness, and one clearly knows one's reality. Pure, clear realization of one's identity. Toward that end, the Guru, through the grace of God and God Himself, are continually striving through darshan and through mantrams and meditation for this transformation of self. A transformation that's not a snap, but a divine unfolding in which there are no big gaps and in which there are no falling back places and swamplands, in which there is an unfoldment of one's being into one's true nature, so beautiful that the process maintains itself, so beautiful that there's nothing rickety about it. It's very strong, very powerful, and it's established. That's much of what a mantra is all about. Every time you say it, every time you utter it once, be open to a subtle but different sense of self, different sense of you, your value, your life, its value, its purpose, its meaning, because there is a transformation of self.